Alright guys, if you don't know, recently there was a Nintendo Direct, and in the middle of this Nintendo Direct we saw that the next fighter coming into Smash Ultimate is in fact an ARMS rep. And now I'm not here to talk about that today, I'm actually here to talk about the free trial that just recently got released for this ARM game. So like any curious bored person stuck inside, I decided to actually download this game and try it out and see what it's all about. And Jesus, man. Alright guys, how is everybody doing today? Kid Nothing here, and today we're going to be talking about the trial period, basically just the full game of ARMS and my experience with it, because just like, honestly, I only downloaded it out of boredom and curiosity, because I knew like this game came out like when the Switch debuted, I believe is when it came out. Never looked very interesting to me. It kind of reminds me of like Wii boxing, but with extra steps, or Wii boxing, I guess you could say, with its own strange gimmick attached, because Nintendo loves their gimmicks. It felt like they wanted this to be sort of like the unique game for the Switch that would do super well, like how we had Splatoon for the Wii U and that did super well, got a sequel. I'm not sure exactly how well Splatoon 1 sold, but I'm sure it sold pretty damn well. Splatoon's actually a very good game. If you guys haven't played that, I recommend it. But I mean, Splatoon 2, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but Splatoon 2 is basically over. Like, there's no more updates. The game is basically finished, but I believe there's still people playing it in ranked and player match. So if you guys do want to play Splatoon 2, I recommend that game over ARMS. Do not buy ARMS. So yeah, the video is about ARMS. Let's just talk about that. So thankfully, unlike Splatoon, ARMS you can in fact play with either a controller or you can play with the Joy-Cons. I really like this decision because if I had to really like use the motion controls of the Joy-Cons to punch, I don't think I would have played this game. Like, that's just something I'm not a fan of. It was kind of a big thing I didn't enjoy with the Wii, like, because I was a person who sometimes my Wii controllers would get broken or my motion bar would stop working. So the fact that you need like specific controllers to play games that you love was really annoying to me. I didn't like it. I'm not a fan of motion controls, gyro controls. So that's one pro I can give to ARMS. ARMS does allow you to just play with the controller. If you want to, you don't have to play with the Joy-Cons, even though it was intended for you to play with the Joy-Cons. And sort of reminded me of how Wii Boxing, Wii Sports went with the nunchuck and the Wii Remote. It's kind of like that same sort of, you do like the punching motion with the Joy-Cons instead of, hitting a button on the controller. But let's just talk about, as soon as you get into the game, you're basically faced with a controller similar to most Nintendo titles. They always usually try to start you off with a tutorial of some sorts. So the ARMS tutorial really is not all that long. It tells you everything you can do in the game. The game is very lackluster, which I'm not saying that is a bad thing per se, because you can definitely have a game that's like simple, a few buttons, and it still be fun. But ARMS, like, okay, you have a punch button, you have the guard button, and with the punches you can actually direct them. That's kind of the whole gimmick of ARMS, is like basically the characters have like springy arms, so they can stretch their arms out and you can actually curve them to punch your opponent. So you have those two controls, you have guarding and you have grabs. So grabs right off the rip kind of seem like one of the better moves in the game. Again, I'm not really sure. I only played this game for like an hour or two before I really just got bored of it and had to drop it. But yeah, basically you got punch, grab, and throw. I feel like I might be forgetting one, but I'm pretty sure that's all. And of course, movement. It's an arena fighter, so you can move around and stuff. The movement isn't too fast. You can jump. Surprisingly, it's not like a true boxing game where you can't jump. So you can't jump in this game. So after the tutorial, you're basically set free to play whatever you want. And we're just going to get into the game modes of the game. So we got Grand Prix. We have the versus mode, which is, you know, offline or local. I believe there is a local setting. Grand Prix is basically like a tournament style of, it seems like it's probably an arcade mode. I actually did not play it. I didn't get that far into the game. I'm telling you guys, I really got bored hella quick. We have Party Match. I don't remember what Party Match is. I want to say it's like an online lobby. I think it's like basically like the casual online aspect where you can just like have a huge lobby of people and you guys just do like random game modes. Pretty sure what that was. You have Ranked Match, which I also did not even get to, so I'm not sure if that is also randomized game modes. If it is, that's really stupid. I feel like it should just be the straight out boxing. That's the only reason I really wanted to get this game. I'm like, hey, niggas boxing in this one? All right, bet. Let's see what it's all about. But yeah, there's also more game modes. We're gonna get into the little individual game modes. We have Team Fight, which is basically a 2v2 aspect with a twist. Basically, you're actually connected to your partner. So if you get grabbed and launched across the screen, your partner's also gonna get launched across the screen, which is actually very frustrating, especially if you're playing with some trash. You feel me? It's unique, but I feel like it seems a little bit flawed. I feel like what's stopping you from kind of like, well, I guess, I don't know. I mean, again, it's not even really the game modes, but the game modes are definitely lacking in this game. Let's get into the next one. We have volleyball, which, yeah, it speaks for itself. You punch a ball, you just keep punching, and then it's literally just volleyball. And I think it's like first to 6, I want to say. Reason the game modes, the sports related game modes, are like the score to win is very low. So basically most matches are gonna end in like about 3 minutes. Another stupid thing with this game, like the matches are over very quickly. But for the next game mode, we have hoops, which is basically basketball. This one was fun for like a few seconds. I mean, like, you can like punch your opponent around, you grab them and you dunk them. You can shoot threes, oddly enough, if you grab them from the 3-point line. Again, this game mode only goes up to, I believe, like 8 or 10. So that game mode is going to be over in 2 seconds. And it's like, again, I'm comparing it to Wii Boxing because it has the same amount of like replayability. Like when Wii Boxing, yeah, it's fun for like a few hours, maybe like an hour, a few minutes, but Wii Sports also has other sports modes attached to that. This feels like it's like Wii Boxing and it's just Wii Boxing, but like with a few other game modes, a few gimmicks. But the replayability of this game is like non-existent. Like it is just so boring. There's nothing, it doesn't seem like there's anything to really grind for. You have like unique arms, so the characters, we'll get into that later, they actually do have unique arms. It looks like there's game modes where you can get new arms, but I didn't even get that far. Next is Skill Shot. I'm trying to remember, I believe this one was literally just you're punching targets. Who wants to punch targets, man? Like, come on, this is such a cop-out throwaway game mode. I mean, I don't know what else you guys could have did. Again, the gimmick, the game is just, it's not meant to last. Like, there's no replayability. Like, look, I was like, when I first heard about this game and people were kind of like, they weren't really trashing it, but nobody was playing it, I was assuming it would kind of had like the same problem as like Pokken, with like people just didn't really like how it played. They didn't like the system or how it worked. But Pokken has way more depth than this piece of crap. Like, I honestly really enjoyed playing Pokken. I don't know why Pokken did bad as it did, but I see why ARMS did bad. And I'm just gonna say it, the game modes are trash, man. Like, okay, next one, 1 on 100, basically survival. You're fighting 100 CPUs. That's it. That's it. So we're gonna briefly talk about the music in this game. When I was hearing the music, I was not impressed in any sort of capacity. As you guys know, I mean, music might not play the biggest part in video games, but you can definitely tell when a game has actually attempted to make like some pretty good songs. Like, for instance, Smash's soundtrack is enormous. Like, it has replayability. They have a really good collection of songs. It's hard to compare this with Smash, of course, but basically what I'm saying is the music was not very good, impressive in this game. So next we're just going to talk about the characters and basically their designs, who my favorite was from the little time that I played. Alright, so we got Springman, basically just the default ass Mario of this game, I guess. He's like box art, kind of like the mascot of the game. Ribbit Girl basically is like, I'm assuming he's like basically Springman's side chick. You know, we got Ninjara, who's probably, he might be, I guess, the coolest looking dude in the game, but that's not really a compliment exactly. I mean, most of the designs in this game are kinda whack. I'm not gonna cap, guys. Next we got Master Mummy, who I don't even remember seeing. I don't know if he's a new character or he's not playable, but yeah, he's a big dude wrapped in bandages. That's pretty cool. Min Min is actually a very unique character. I kind of like her aesthetic. She got like the little beanie going on. She got like some face paint. She has some really cool like arms. Her arm has like, one of them like shoots out a fucking laser. That shit was pretty cool. I enjoyed playing her for the 5 minutes before, you know, I got bored as fuck. We got Mechanica, who's basically like a Tron knockoff, you know, little girl in the mech trope. Then we got my favorite character, my boo thing, best girl in arms for show, my ebony queen Twintelle. She better get in Smash, I'm telling y'all. If she doesn't, we riot. All right, we're rioting in the streets. We need some black representation in Smash. I don't care what you guys say. It might happen, probably not. Next we got RoboCop with his dog. That seems a little bit unfair. I did not play as this character. We got Kid Cobra, who I don't remember seeing him in the game, actually. I don't think I played him. He has like a, oh wait, I do remember him. He had like a weird ass body. His body was like bendy and crap. Helix, who's basically like a glob with like some kind of DNA aesthetic going on with his arms and his head. For some reason, people really want this dude in Smash. Are y'all alright in the brain? Like, why do you want this green blob? Does he even talk? Like, this does not look like something I would ever want to see in a fighting game. I would never pick this character. Please do not put him in Smash, because I feel like now I just jinxed it. Next we have Max Brass, big burly dude who looks, kind of reminds me of the Crimson Chin, maybe, of ARMS. I don't know. He has like some weird fist thing on his head. Then we got the clown girl. For all of you niggas who bought this game, y'all kind of looking like clowns right now. So I feel like that's why they added this character into the game, just to kind of represent the people who actually decided to actually cough up money for this piece of crap game. You know, we got Misango, who looks like some, I mean, he has a pretty cool aesthetic too. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he looks to have like some dreads going on. I don't really know. It's like some kind of Egyptian thing going on. I didn't play him. I forgot what his ability is or whatever. Then we got Springtron, basically a Mechasonic knockoff of Springman. I don't know if he's evil or something. I mean, he literally just is like Mecha Springman. Like, okay, dude. Then we got Dr. Coil, who is another female character. I feel like she just got added recently. I mean, she looks alright. I don't see her being that interesting of a character. Is there even a lore to this game, or are these just random characters? Why didn't they have like a story mode at the very least? Things like that could have maybe improved the game, because already the offline modes suck. The online was okay. I mean, again, the matches are incredibly short. They also like to throw in CPUs randomly. Like they'll have it'll be like 2 players against 2 CPUs. Like, I don't want to fight a CPU. I want to fight a real player. Why do you match me up against CPUs? And another thing is like connection issues. Playing this game in lag is like some of the worst shit you can possibly endure. Like the amount of players I actually did come across who had just the most booty ass connection, it was basically unplayable. Like, you'd punch them and then it'd be hella delayed. Your damage would be hella delayed. Your grabs are delayed. Everything's just hella bad. It's unplayable. If you're playing ranked, I'd assume this would be hella annoying. Like, imagine playing a laggy ass player in ranked. Like, that's... But I mean, yeah, that's basically the game. Again, my biggest gripes with this game is it's just boring as hell. Like, the offline game modes suck. There's no lore to the characters, no story mode. The party match system is okay. I mean, another thing, these game modes, like I said, last like 5 seconds. The only really fun one that was like temporarily fun was hoops, because again, I could dunk my opponent. I mean, that was pretty funny the first time around. It doesn't seem like really any skill or strategy comes to playing that game mode. Then you have volleyball. Like, really, dude? Volleyball in a boxing game? Like, they were just grasping at straws, throwing random stuff in this game. I feel like this game maybe possibly would have did better if it was free. Honestly, it's definitely not worth $60. Not at all. There's no way anybody should fork over $60 for this game. I'm not exactly sure how the game is doing online wise. Like, I'm not sure how big the community is. I mean, this game did come out, I think, 2 years ago. It does get updated a little bit, but I'm reading here, it says The Last Fighter was released 2017, December 21st. So I think we can pretty much assume this game is in the coffin. All right, will an ARMS 2 possibly come? I feel like it's possible that an ARMS 2 could happen. Do I think it could do better? I think adding a story mode would be probably a step in the right direction. Just having like some dialogue with the characters, a lore or something, just something offline that could be a little bit of fun. Different game modes, maybe add like items. I don't know, like, you need to throw away every offline game mode that you have except Headlock. Headlock was kind of fun. I think I forgot to mention that one. That was the one where you're basically battling your opponent to get the little mask, and you get, when you wear the mask, you get like 6 arms. You get 6 additional arms, I believe. You're just basically broken as fuck. Like, another thing, there's like weird ass like hazards in the stage. I didn't understand how those worked. I don't know if they explained it in the tutorial, but they definitely didn't explain it in the base tutorial. So another random thing about this game, there's no depth to it. It's just a mess. I mean, again, I feel like the game should have just been free, or it should be like $20, because it's not a $60 game. And I know Nintendo's never gonna, they might put this game on sale, maybe, possibly, but again, why do you think this game is getting a free trial? They want people to buy it because it probably did trash in sales. And when has Nintendo ever released a good free game or a good free trial for a good game? Never. Like, they know this game isn't good, but they're just trying to kind of grasp at the child audience who doesn't really know better, and they just see this game and think, oh, it's okay, maybe I'll buy it, or they get their parents to buy it. And that's how Nintendo ends up with money. And that's how sequels end up getting made for trash games. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say about ARMS, the free trial. I think in another video I'm going to talk about what I think about ARMS being in Smash, but I think you can already assume it's probably going to be a pretty negative video. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this little rant discussion about why ARMS is a terrible game, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for Twintelle's ass, hit the notification bell, and I'm heading out. Have a good one, guys.